anantō hutabhugbhōktā sukhadō naikajō'grajaḥ anirviṇṇaḥ sadāmarṣī lōkadhiṣṭhānamadbhutaḥ.
Anantaha. Anta means end. Anantaha means no end. So if Bhagavan doesn't have an end, obviously he doesn't have a beginning also. So one who has got no beginning and no end, we can't talk of a middle also for him. Therefore, one who has got no beginning, no middle, no end, he was, is and shall continue to be, is called as Ananta. Endless it. Even that endless word is a limitation on him. We can't even use the word endless for him. Because we can talk about endless when we are talking, endless is the opposite of end. He is beyond both. Space we say is Ananta. Because we do not know where it starts, we do not know where it ends, and where is the middle also we do not know. So in that sense, Ananta, which means he is all pervading. Everywhere he and he alone is. He pervades and permeates everything and every being. All the 14 worlds are in him. So he pervades and permeates also, from outside and from inside. He's larger than the largest because he has to accommodate all the 14 worlds, and he's smaller than the smallest because even in the God particle he is there. So to such a person, how will we glorify? We can only say Ananta he is. So Ananta means completely no differences, no differentiation, no classification, no boundaries, no limitation, no conditioning, absolutely nothing. Which means he is subtler than the subtlest. We have our 5 great elements, Panchamahabhutas, earth up to space. Space is the subtlest. Everything is in space, everything is happening in space. We hear, see, smell, touch, taste, act in space. But space as such, we can't see, we can't hear, we can't smell, we can't taste, we can't touch space. Though we are doing all these things in space. Why? Space is subtle, very subtle. Bhagavan who created space is subtler than the subtlest. Subtler than space. Therefore, how will we glorify him? We can only say he is Ananta. Huta book, just now we went through. One who receives everything, and also one who relishes and enjoys everything. That also is important. So many things we accept. Sometimes we don't like to accept it. What to do? I was forced to, I was compelled to accept, to take it. Bhagavan is not like that at all. He accepts everything. Again, Homa, Agni Bhagavan. Never rejects, accepts everything. Similarly, Bhagavan also accepts everything. Krishna, wherever he goes, whatever the gopis give to him, he just accepts everything. He never says no. In and through all his stories, the little incidents, never ever there is a no from him. He just accepts everything, including Shishupala's abuses. He just accepted it all. But he doesn't keep anything to himself. So he accepts everything. He never rejects anything, but he never keeps anything to himself. So what happens? It gets reflected back to the person who gave it to him. It went back to Shishupala in the form of Sudarshana Chakra when he crossed his limits. So everything Bhagavan accepts. Whatever if we praise him and glorify him, he accepts it. Supposing there is somebody who abuses him and insults him, that also he accepts. Because he is unconditioned. He never ever distinguishes the two. All he accepts. So hutabhugbhōktā, one who enjoys it all. So even if we praise him, he has a smile on his face. Even when Shishupala was abusing him, insulting him in front of everybody else was reacting over there. But Bhagavan had a smile on his face. A smile which will never change. Whether a person is praising him and glorifying him, or whether a person is abusing and insulting him. So therefore, Bhokta, he alone is enjoying through all of us. Again Dasaru writes, Tanu ninnadu, jivana ninnadu, anudinadolu baha sukhadukka ninnadaya. Bhokta, enjoy doesn't mean only good things. Enjoying means both included over there. As much as Krishna enjoyed the praises, he enjoyed the abuses also. That's the sign of a man of realization. They never ever react in two different ways. When these two are coming to them, they are the same. So it's a very beautiful characteristic. So Bhokta, enjoying over there. So Bhagavan is enjoying everything. So enjoying means he just accepts everything. Whatever comes to him, he accepts it all. He never, like I said, he never ever rejects anything. It's we all who accept or reject. There is an attraction, and the opposite of that, aversion, repulsion is there for us. But Bhagavan and all our masters are beyond these pairs, this duality. They are beyond the dualistic experiences. For them, everything is the same. So Bhagavan never ever distinguishes. So Bhokta is enjoying means he enjoys everything. So Bhokta, Sukhada, da means to give. Sukham means happiness. So Sukhadaha means one who gives to us whatever we want in our lives. Bhukti and Mukti. Material happiness, material pleasures also, he alone gives it to us. We may say she gave it to me, it's because of her I am happy, or because of him I am happy, or because this thing came into my life I am happy. But ultimately, if we trace back everything, it's all because of Bhagavad Kripa that we have everything in our lives. Somebody became a medium for us to get whatever we wanted in our life, which makes us happy. So who really gave us happiness? It's not this person, he or she or it. Ultimately, Bhagavan alone has given it to us. Through these people, they're all instruments in our life. Nimitta they are. Because of them, happiness came. But ultimately, who gave it to us? Bhagavan alone gave it to all of us. So, bhukti there means material enjoyments, material pleasure. All of it, again, like I said, it comes through somebody or it comes through something. But ultimately, it's only Bhagavad Kripa that can bestow it upon us. So, bhukti. Finally, mukti also, who will give to us? He alone will give to us. So, everything Bhagavan gives. Pleasure, happiness, materialistic happiness, pleasure, knowledge if we want, values if we seek in our life, Lakshmi Sampat, who gives to us the values, the good virtues, Bhagavan alone gives it to us. In Viveka Chudamani, Shankara says, if Manushyatva is there in us, Manushyatva means good values that are there in us, he says Durlabha. It is very rare indeed for a person to be noble and virtuous. We don't find them in hundreds. And if it is there, Daivanugraha hetukam, he says. It's all because of the Lord's grace alone that a person is noble and virtuous. So everything, values, knowledge, courage, strength, food. So all of it, and our material pleasures, the happiness that we get by encountering things, being, situations. And finally, who gives to us bliss, the state of the highest happiness? That happiness which knows no opposite. It's called as bliss. Mukti, moksha. Who gives it to us? He alone gives it to all of us. Therefore, Sukhadaha. I was talking about Dasaru's Devarnama. Tanu ninnadu, jiva ninnadu, anudinadalu baha sukhadukka ninnadaya. Everything you only give to me. If I am happy seeing something, he writes over there in the Devarnama. If I am seeing something and feeling very happy, it's all because of you. If I am hearing something and I am thoroughly enjoying it, it's because of you. So everything ultimately is because of him. He alone bestows upon us both bhukti and mukti, material happiness and spiritual liberation. Sukhadaha, naikajō'grajaḥ. Jaha means to be born. Ekajaha means born only once, not born twice. So Ekajaha means born once. Na ekajaha means he is not born once. That means he is born many times. Who is born many times? Bhagavan alone is born many times. It's not just the avatars that we are talking about. When we come to Vishnu, Dashavataras, 10 avatars are well known. But if we go through the Bhagavad, read the Bhagavad, there are more than 10 avatars of Bhagavan indicated over there. 20 plus avatars are there. All are none other than Bhagavan himself. But Bhagavan says, it's not just the 10 or not just the 20 or the 20 plus. All of you are nothing else but my own avatar. So all of us, who are we all? We are all none other than Bhagavan himself. So all of us are his own avatar. Because without him we can't exist. So we are all many avatars of him. Therefore, naikajō'grajaḥ. He is not just born once. He is born many times. But if he is born many times, does he suffer like all of us? No. When we are born, he is not born. When we die, he is not dead. When we grow, he is not growing. When we are going through change, modification, variation, he is not going through any of them. When we decay, he is not decaying. When we are diseased, he is not diseased. And when we die, he doesn't die. But still, all of us are none other than his own avatars. So all of us are nothing but his own avatar. That is the concept of that Virat Purusha. Virat form, that universal form or that Vishwarupa form. He alone is everything and every being. We are just talking about beings over here. So everything is nothing but his avatar only. So the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human being, the Rakshasas, and even they are none other than his own form. It's only the mind, intellect, equipment is in them is not functioning properly. It's a distorted equipment. That's all. But all are nothing but he only. All are nothing but he alone. All beings. The Devata, the semi-divine being, the celestial beings. How many avatars Bhagavan has taken? That is why he says again in the Gita, see me in all things and in beings. And see all things and beings in me first, he says. Then he goes one step further and he says, all things and beings are me myself. There's a difference between saying him in things and beings and considering all things and beings as he himself. So all of us are nothing but, according to our masters, according to the scriptures, the Shastras, we are all none other than Narayana himself in different forms, or Shiva himself in different forms, or Devi herself in different forms. So how many times he is born? We can't make a list of it at all. We ourselves, we are told, have gone through so many births, lakhs, before we came to this human birth, human life. Imagine Bhagavan. Therefore, again in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna, I alone gave out this yoga that I am giving out to you, Arjuna. I alone am the one who gave it out first to the Lord's Son, he says. It's me who gave it to him. And then slowly, through the Guru Shishya Parampara, or father son is nothing but Guru Shishya Parampara. That yoga, that supreme highest knowledge got transferred from one generation to another, is what the Lord says right in the beginning of the 4th chapter. Arjuna then asks him a question. He says, how come you gave it out to Lord's Son Krishna? We both are contemporary. We were born almost at the same time. So you were born almost along with me. How could you have given it out to Lord's Son? Because Lord's Son was there right in the beginning of creation. Then Bhagavan said, both of us have been born so many times, Arjuna. You also gone through so many births. I also have gone through so many births. You do not know them. I know them all. I know them all, but you do not know them all, he says, in that sense. So there again Bhagavan is not only talking about the avatars, because immediately there comes that yada yada hi dharmasya. Whenever dharma is under threat, in trouble, and adharma raises its hood, I come, Bhagavan says. I manifest myself to annihilate or destroy the evil, wicked, to protect the good, and to reinstate back dharma. I come again, I manifest myself again and again. So there we always bring in the avatar concept of Bhagavan, the Dasha avatar. All are nothing but his avatar alone. A blade of grass, a grain of sand, the mountains, the river, the lakes, the animal, the fishes, the birds. That's what he told us in the 10th chapter of the Gita. In the Gita, everything is included, everything is there. I alone am everything, Bhagavan says. All fishes I am, all animals I am, all birds I am. Therein he chooses one, which has got a little unique properties or not the ordinary, extraordinary properties, and identifies himself with that just for it's all for our mind. Our mind needs a support. So when we see the birds flying over there in the sky, instead of thinking of something else, we think of amongst the birds, Bhagavan says, I am Garuda. Why Garuda? Because he has got special, unique characteristics. So therefore, through the birds, through Garuda, our mind has gone to him. Amongst the animals, he says, I am the lion. So when we are visiting a zoo, let us say, so many animals are there. Through all animals are he. But he says, among the animals, I am the lion. So through the animals, through the lion, we are trying to connect with him. Bhagavan makes it so beautiful for all of us to connect with him. We can't go where he is, he comes down to our level. So, naikajō'grajaḥ. I am the one who is born, he said. I alone have become everything. Both things and beings. So, how many births are there for him? Countless, infinite, innumerable. And immediately, the next nama of the Lord is agrajaḥ. Agrajaḥ means one who was the firstborn. If he is the firstborn, what about the other? Just now he told us all are me, myself. And then that's the beauty of it. How Bhagavan is so beautifully characterized by these beautiful qualities over there. Immediately, I was the firstborn. When you are all, he is all, and also he represents for us the firstborn. Agra means first. So agrajaḥ means one who is the eldest, one who is the firstborn. One who is the firstborn means there was nobody else before him. Eldest son, when we say, that means he was the first child. Before him, there was no other child. So similarly, when the Lord says agrajaḥ, he is the agrajaḥ, I am the firstborn, it means before him there was nobody else. When he says I am the firstborn, it doesn't mean he was born like any of us. It just means the Lord alone was there. He is the uncaused first ultimate cause. He was. And from him everything was born. The 5 great elements were born from him. Space was born from him. Time was born from him. Because we need to transact in a space-time world. So somebody has to create space. Somebody has to create time. Somebody has to create a world, an environment for us. Then create all of us. Then create the things around. So everything was born after him. So in that sense, compared to everything that was born after him, he was the firstborn. But when we reach him, he is not even the firstborn. He just was there. Because he doesn't have a cause. Everything else has a cause. So he is the ultimate cause, the uncaused cause for everything around us and about us. Agrajaḥ. Anirviṇṇaḥ. This nama also had come earlier, the same nama over here. One who is always very, very positive. One who is always in a very inspired mood, motivated mood, very dynamic, very active, very positive, never ever negativity over there. And also one who can never ever fail in his mission. So no disappointments for him, no failing in any mission for him. It's all for us. When we undertake anything, we may succeed, we may fail. But in the case of Bhagavan, there is no failing at all over there. Whatever he chooses to do, whatever is his sankalpa, it ultimately fulfills itself. And also he is very, very dynamic. No disgust, no negativity, no disappointment. He is ever contented, he is ever fulfilled, he is ever satisfied. If he is all of that, why should he engage himself in any work? But still he continues to do so for our sake. Again in the Gita he says, there is nothing for me to do to gain something in life. Yet Arjuna, I continue to perform. I continue to act outside and inside, through everything, through every being, through nature. If he is not there, the rivers will not flow. If he is not there, the mountains will not stand. If he is not there, air will not move. If he is not there, our breathing in and breathing out will not happen. So he is functioning in us very vigorously, 24/7, 365 days, from birth to death. He is very active in all of us. Because of whom we are breathing in and breathing out. Because of whom digestion is going on. Excretion is going on. Circulation is going on. So never ever he takes a break. Never ever he is tired. Never ever he says, I wanted that also, one more addition to my life. Therefore I am functioning. He is just functioning because he needs to function. And that's an integral part of him. If he doesn't function, if he doesn't act, the whole world will collapse. 14 worlds will collapse. Therefore, anirviṇṇaḥ, sadāmarṣī, one who always forgives and forgives and forgives and forgives. And also whatever questions we have in our life, he keeps answering us. How many times we get the same doubt? How many times we do the same mistake? We say, I will not do this again. I will not repeat it again. Yet we immediately repeat it. So who is the one who always forgives us in such large magnitude and dimension? Bhagavan alone. Therefore we say, Karuna Samudra he is. We all have little compassion in us. If somebody goes beyond their limit, we say, sorry, I have no compassion left for you. I cannot forgive you now. We have little, very miserly it is. That also very difficult for us to invest in anybody. It's there in us, but we will not invest it in anybody. Why should I be merciful? Why should I sympathize? Why should I be compassionate? What will I gain out of it? For us, it's all utility value. Bhagavan is not like that at all. Immediately, he just forgives all of us. The moment we turn towards him, he will not ask for our biodata at all. You have turned towards me, that's it. What you were before, what you did before, whether it was good, whether it was bad, he will not check up all those things at all. The very fact that we have turned towards him, he said, that's the best decision that you can take in your life. 9th chapter. Even if you are suduracharaha, he says. Achara means conduct. Durachara means wicked, terrible conduct. Misconduct means we are bad. Suduracharaha means extremely bad. Rakshasic type and asuric type. He says, even such a person, if they turn towards me, just because of that one good resolution that they have taken in their life, he says, everything will be completely condoned, cancelled over there. All the bad that was there earlier. So, sadāmarṣī, one who always forgives. He is the only one who can forgive. He will always say, never mind. 20th time we did the same mistake, he will say, never mind. 125th time also we did the same mistake, still the Lord will say, never mind, inside us. Others will not say that outside. Therefore, we consider his compassion to be of the nature of an ocean. Because ocean, sure, we can't see the boundaries. It's not limited at all, unlimited. Expansive and depth also is there. So when Bhagavan forgives us, he really forgives us. It's not just with the mouth. Sometimes we say, okay, I forgive you, but have we really forgiven that person from our heart? Question mark. But Bhagavan is not like that at all. From the depth it comes out. So therefore sadāmarṣī, he always forgives us for all the mistakes that we do. He knows us. Human beings, he knows what we are all. What are our nature. So sadāmarṣī, lōkadhiṣṭhānam. Loka means field of activity. It's not just our world, earth, world. It's not like that. Loka means field of activity. So our solar system is a field of activity. Therein is our earth, field of activity. Every continent and every country is another field of activity. Coming to our own country, our state is a huge field of activity. That's a loka by itself. Karnataka state, field, one big field of activity compared to some other state, Tamil Nadu or Maharashtra. Each one of them is a big field of activity where so many activities are going on. Then in state, then coming to Bangalore, our places is another field of activity. Our area where we are staying, residential area, one field of activity. Our houses, another field of activity. In our house, every room is one field of activity. Because what we do in the puja room, we don't do in the kitchen. What we do in the kitchen, we don't do in the study room. Each one is a different field of activity. This is a satsang field of activity now going on between so many of us. So it's a big field of activity wherein so many of us have joined in. Wherever we are staying, different places. So it's a huge field of activity. Little fields of activity overlapping over each other is the satsang field of activity over it. And also we ourselves, coming to us as an individual, our body is one field of activity, our mind is one field of activity, our intellect is another field of activity. The body has got its own activities, the mind has got its own emotions. The intellect has got its own data, information, ideas, ideologies, values. In fact, the inner worlds are bigger than the outer world. All are lokas only. Adhisthana means one who supports everything. The substratum. The river is supported by the river bed. The ocean is supported by the ocean bed. We are all standing. What supports us? Mother Earth supports us. In that sense, lōkadhiṣṭhānam. He is the one sole substratum for all the 14 worlds. If you put all the 14 worlds and say one big universe, the universe of things and beings. You can imagine what all is going on, where all it is going on. Huge it is. We can't even comprehend and apprehend it. Our mind has not yet expanded so much to include all of it. For all of that, who is the substratum? Bhagavan alone is the substratum, is the foundation. Means on him everything is playing about. In him everything got created. In him everything is getting nurtured, nourished, maintained. In him everything and every being is playing about whatever they are doing, the drama of their life, and finally into him everything will disappear. So the ultimate cause here is being given a different name over here. Adhisthana means substratum. In an auditorium, the stage is the substratum. On that, dramas come, get played out, and then dramas go. Today there was one drama, tomorrow there is another drama. One can be a comedy, one can be a tragedy, one can be something else. Concerts come and get played about, and then they go away. It can be dance, it can be music, it can be drama. What supports them all? This platform, this stage supports them all. It is the adhisthana for all the cultural activities in that auditorium. Similarly also, who is the substratum, or what is that substratum upon which all the worlds are playing about, and what is that substratum on which I am playing out my little drama of life? That substratum is the same, micro and macro, individual and universal. There are no two substratums, it's all one. So all the worlds are playing playing all the worlds. The drama that is going on in all the world is being played about on this huge substratum, big platform, adhisthana. And also our little drama of life, our personal life, that also is being played about on the same substratum. Substratum is common for all of us, wherein our equipment, the body, mind and intellect, are doing whatever they are doing. So lōkadhiṣṭhāna, that one word includes and incorporates everything. These Sanskrit words, one small little word, lōkadhiṣṭhāna. It's the vastness that it indicates, the depth that it indicates is sometimes beyond our comprehension and apprehension. If we just put our thought to it and do a little bit of reflection, we will see how so much is packed into it. This is a beautiful language, the Sanskrit, which allows accommodation, which gives space for so much to be packed into it. When we pack our clothes in the suitcase, it's limited. We can't pack beyond a certain limit. It says no space. Anything into a house, so many people come in. A hall can accommodate this many people. Otherwise, there is no space. Here is a unique language, a refined, cultured language called Samskarita Bhasha, Sanskritam, which can accommodate so many things. Its elasticity is so much, infinite, that it can stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch. Has it got any limits? It's got no limits. It can accommodate so many things into it. That's the beauty of this language. It can just accommodate so many things into it. We keep on putting, it says, never mind, I can accommodate, I can accommodate, I can handle it. That's the beauty of this language. Lōkadhiṣṭhānam. Adbhutaḥ. Adbhutaḥ is an emotion. Among the Navarasas, the 9 emotions that we go through, Hasya, Bibhatsa, Shringara, Bhaya, Shanta, Ityadi. Adbhuta is wonderment. So Bhagavan is the greatest wonderment for all of us, the biggest surprise for all of us. When do we say wonder? When do we say wonderful? When we have seen something is there in front of us, our eyes register it, our mind through our eyes registers it, then it can't decide what it is, it checks up with the intellect. It asks the intellect, what is it that I am seeing over there in front of me? My eyes saw. The mind says, I saw through the eyes this particular thing or this particular, whatever it is. I want to know what it is, or I want to know who it is. Then therefore the mind asks the intellect, buddhi. The intellect says, wait, let me check up the files. Memory files are there. So we have stored up a memory file of all our friends over there inside us. There is a big file, memory file is there. So one file, in that file we have got all our friends' names written over there. Not only the name, even their little photo is there. So what all we are doing outside of us through the computer, etc., it's all there inside us. The biggest computer we alone are. So it checks up the file is opened. And then one by one it's checked up. Whatever we have seen is there. Supposing it's there, the same picture, name also is indicated over there. Oh, she is Kalyani, or friend. Then we say, oh, Kalyani. Then we open our mouth and say, hello, Kalyani. Everything happens in a split moment. We do not know what is happening. But supposing we see that is familiar things and familiar beings. Supposing we see something in front of us. The mind sees through the eyes, or the mind hears through our ears, or the mind tastes something through the tongue. The mind can't decide. Then it asks the intellect, please tell me what this is. What taste is this? Or who it is? Or what is it that I am hearing? The intellect says, wait, let me check up the files over there. And in the file, when it checks up, it says no data found. When that no data found comes back, what we experience is called as adbhuta, wonderment. Ascharya it is called. Like this I have never seen. Like this I have never heard before, because it's not there in the files. Like this I have never tasted. We become stunned. We actually freeze. Even our physical body will freeze for a second. Children play statue like that. Eyes wide open. Mouth open maybe. Hair standing on one end. If it's if we connect too much with it, yes, hair standing on one end, tears may come. And when we try to talk, we get choked. Adbhuta. When Arjuna saw Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshana, this is what he experienced. Adbhuta. He experienced the sense of wonderment. Why? Never ever had he seen like this. First time he is seeing. He checked up within. No information, no data, no memory system says never ever I have seen. It's data not found. So what is it that we feel at that point of time is called as Ascharya or Adbhuta, wonderment. It's one of the Navarasas. So therefore Bhagavan himself is being described over here as Adbhuta. He is wonder of all wonders. Why? Like him we have never seen. If we see him in front of us, like him we have never heard of him, his character, his glories. All other people's glories we have heard. Still it becomes, how many times you keep on telling about this person? I've heard it. So what we hear, even what we taste, Ramanama, O Rama, Ni Nama, Yemi Ruchira. Have we ever tasted like this before? All the paisams and the barfis we have tasted, the laddus we have tasted. But the sweetness of Ramanama and Krishnanama and Shivanama, have we tasted? The sweetness of Lalita's name, have we tasted? We have never tasted it before like this. What we feel at that time is Adbhuta. Bhagavan is Adbhuta because he can't be seen. He can't be heard, he can't be tasted. He's beyond the comprehension and apprehension of all our equipment, sense organs which constitute our body, mind and intellect. Therefore, when we try to connect with him, what we feel in us is Adbhuta only. Bhagavan is Adbhuta, therefore we are also feeling inside Adbhuta. He is a wonder of all wonders. In the Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, there is a shloka, Ascharyavat Pashyati. Some people see him as a wonder. Some people hear of him as a wonder. Some people read of him as a wonder. Some people discuss amongst themselves as a wonder. And still the wonder of wonders is we are never been able to, or we will never be able to understand what this wonder is. It's a very nice shloka which comes in the Gita. The wonder of wonders is we still haven't understood that wonder. So Bhagavan is the greatest Adbhuta for all of us. Adbhuta. It's used as a proper noun over here, as a name for him. So therefore Adbhutaha.